m1 plus m2 into x dot. 2x dot, am I right? 2x dot. 2 will go off to give me m1 plus m2 into x dot. Similarly, I have to find out dou L by dou x. That will be mg minus, this must be m1g, m2g, therefore m1g minus m2g. Finish. Is that okay? Therefore can be written as m1 minus m2 into g. m1 minus m2 into g. Now we have to substitute in that expression. If I substitute that in expression, d by dt of m1 plus m2 into x dot, okay, minus m1 minus m2 into g is equal to 0. I will write it here. If I differentiate, I get, I will rub this diagram off. Therefore, I will get m1 plus m2 into x double dot minus m1 minus m2 into g is equal to 0. We want x double dot. This will be m1 minus m2 into g upon m1 plus m2. That is the equation of motion of a Toots machine. That is the equation of motion of a Toots machine. Is that okay to you, sir? Very clear. You can take down, and we move on to the last application, a bead sliding on a rotating wire. I will rub this off. A bead sliding on a uniformly rotating wire. Say the bead is somewhere here, okay? And let me take the masses n. Theta, this is r. This is the x-axis. That is the y-axis. This must obviously be z-axis then, okay? We will make a few assumptions here. What are the assumptions? I will make a note of that here. We consider, sir, we start this way. We consider a bead is sliding uniformly, is sliding on a uniformly rotating wire in force free space. Very important. I am telling you that this bead is sliding on a uniformly rotating wire in a force free field. What do I mean by saying force free field? We are always attracted by gravitational force. That force is always present. For a moment, we assume that the gravitational force is absent. Assuming that, we are saying that this bead is sliding on a uniformly rotating wire in a force-free field. When I say force-free field, I mean to say that the gravitational force is absent. Is that okay to you? The axis of rotation of the wire is about the z-axis. The mass of the bead, as I have denoted, is m, and we assume that there is no frictional force at all. And we know, it's common knowledge, when something rotates, it will tend to move away from the center, right? So the bead, when it is rotating in a uniformly, sliding on a uniformly rotating wire, it will certainly have a tendency to move away from its center. Now, if this is R, you have to express the coordinates y coordinate and x coordinate in terms of R. Therefore, this is adjacent side. I will write this as R cos theta. This is opposite side. I will write y is equal to R sin theta. I don't think you have any doubt in understanding, any problem in understanding this. Okay, sir? Fine. The constraint involved in the sliding of a beam on a uniformly rotating wire definitely is a function of time, because with respect to time the sliding is position of the bead is going to change, and therefore is an example of rheonomic constraint. This is an example of rheonomic constraint. Rheonomic constraint. When I have already said it is rotating in a force-free field, since rotating or sliding in force-free field, we can say potential energies. You are not going to do any work because you have said gravitational force is active. You can easily lift. There is no work done. Potential energy is here. Okay. Now from the diagram, x is equal to r cos theta, can also be written as r cos omega t. Y is equal to r sin theta, can be written as r sin omega t. No harm writing like this. Is that okay to you, sir? And obviously, what is omega? Omega is angular velocity. Omega is angular velocity. Therefore, the kinetic energy of the bead, this is T is equal to half m x dot square plus y dot square. This must be the kinetic energy. And we don't have expressions for x dot and y dot. We have to find out from the values of x and y, which means you need to differentiate these two with respect to time once. Therefore, x dot, r and omega are variables because position is varying as well as the angle is varying, angular velocity is varying. Okay, and therefore I differentiate using UV method. R dot cos omega t minus r omega sin omega t. Similarly, y dot will be r dot sine omega t plus r omega cos omega t. We have got expressions for x dot and y dot. We need to now substitute these things in the expression for kinetic energy. Is that okay to you, sir? Therefore, T becomes equal to half m bracket open r dot cos omega t minus r omega sin omega t the whole square plus r dot sin omega t plus r omega cos omega t the whole square. You need to expand this. T is equal to 1 by 2 m r dot square, right? R dot cos omega t the whole square plus r omega sin omega t the whole square minus 2 r dot omega sin omega t cos omega t plus r dot sin omega t the whole square plus r omega cos omega t the whole square plus 2r dot omega sin omega t cos omega t. Okay, sir? Now, we'll go off. Okay. R dot square T will be equal to 1 by 2 m. ये R dot square sin squared omega t plus cos squared omega t. And what else left will be plus r squared omega squared into sin squared omega t plus cos squared omega t. So kinetic energy will reduce to 1 by 2 m r dot squared plus, this must be in bracket, is it? Plus, I will put it this way then, into m r dot squared plus r squared omega squared. That will be expression for kinetic energy, sir. That will be the expression for kinetic energy. Is that okay to you? So we need to write the Lagrangian equation of the system. The Lagrangian equation for the system. This will be d by dt of dou L by dou R dot minus dou L by dou R is equal to 0. Is that okay to you, sir? I will rub this off. Now I have to find out, because there is only potential alignment. Potential energy is 0, only kinetic energy. We can as well replace this as T, because potential is not there. Therefore, dou T by dou R dot will give me 1 by 2 m 2 r dot. 2 will go off to give me m r dot. Similarly, dou T by dou R will give me omega squared into I mean half is there, is it? Half m omega squared to r. Therefore, this will be m omega squared r. Is that okay to you, sir? Is that okay to you, sir? For force free space, Q of R will be 0. Therefore, d by dt of dou t by dou r dot minus dou t by dou r is equal to 0. d by dt of m r dot minus m omega squared r is equal to 0. Therefore, if you differentiate this, you will get as m r double dot minus mr omega squared is 0, or r double dot is equal to r omega squared, which is the expression for centripetal acceleration. Which is the expression for? What does it represent? Represents centripetal acceleration, which means what I said in the beginning of the class, that when a beam is sliding on a rotating wire, will have a tendency to move outwards, and definitely precisely we have got the same expression of centripetal acceleration, which will tend to move outwards, and we have solved this using Lagrangian equation. So these are the 4 applications given in the syllabus. We have gone through them in detail. Please go through this, make a note of each of this. Any 2 of these applications will certainly appear in your question paper at the end semester exams. So with this, I have completed this unit of Lagrangian, and probably when we meet again, we will move to the last unit, the Hamiltonian. So with this, I stop, and God willing, we will meet again in the next class. Until then, goodbye.